Whatever the experts say. In the heats. And York, the national veteran champions and undefeated in 2 years of veteran racing.
Well, I doubt if York expected to get this far in the competition. They're getting off to a good, powerful start on the far side. And on the near side, it's Nottingham winding up to that very high rate of theirs as well. Good, strong, solid, powerful strokes, but the boat rolling around rather a lot. And you can see blades getting caught on the water as they come forward. Nottingham still not settling down, not really allowing the work to come on effectively and fully. But there's very little in it as they come up to the halfway point.
Time we have as a check 32.4, nothing between the two crews. There the 18-year-old twins for Nottingham, Lawrence at stroke, and behind him at 7, Henry, and they're setting the rhythm of that boat.
The veterans from York certainly not letting the youngsters get away with it, matching them right the way through this second half. And this is where John Ward has got to push his crew, trying to get those legs working over the second half. It does look as if Nottingham are just beginning to edge away. They've got about a canvas.
And look like maintaining that to the line, which they do in 1:08.95. Just a third of a second up on York.
And Nottingham, I would have expected a bit more pace from them. And their 7-man obviously agrees.
And York there, almost making up the years with technique. So to the second row off, Durham on the far side in yellow, but closest to us Clydesdale. I wonder whether they can win the 8s and make it a clean sweep for Scotland today. Well, the man setting the rhythm for their boat, stroke Alistair McNaughton, there he is with the beard. But Durham, the faster crew in the heats by only a quarter of a second, so really nothing between these two crews.
The sprint racing, very, very important to get the boat moving quickly, winding the rate up fast, and you see both these crews building up to top speed, and then they'll get into their rhythm and stride. And there's Dave Turnbull, a stroke for Durham, who've never qualified for the finals in this competition, trying to get a good, strong, hard finish. And you see Clydesdale's legs really whacking down as they come under the bridge. Good, fast legs, very important in this sprint racing. Nothing in it at the half.
Clock is what we're concentrating on, and Nottingham Union were quicker in the first heat, but they've been overtaken now by Clydesdale.
Those Clydesdale fast legs, that's what's so important in sprint racing. That quickness of the legs gives them all the power. But on the far side, Durham holding on well. A few rough strokes, which is really not helping with their speed. Stroke man just trying to keep them in the fight. But the boat's rolling around there. They're losing pace over this second half. It's Clydesdale on the near side, just beginning to edge away.
And the lightweights from Glasgow now going for the line and certain to get there first, and quicker than Nottingham Union from the previous heat by more than half a second. And so they now head the table of the 8s, but still one row off to come, of course.
Durham probably lacking a bit of experience at this level of racing.
So the final row off with Lancastrian honour at stake. Agecroft on the far side in yellow, a second quicker than their rivals Hollingworth Lake here in blue. Nigel Pratt stroking Hollingworth Lake.
These two crews here have very good pedigrees. Agecroft on the far side getting away very fast and hard. It's a good mixture here of youth and experience in this crew. Steve Goodwin at stroke, 23 years old, and 42-year-old Eric Caldwell at 6. Good rhythm, good settle, and good power. Rolling about here with Hollingworth Lake, they're not quite so cohesive as they come through the bridge.
And the halfway point, 32.14 was Clydesdale's time, and they're inside by more than a second.
Now over the second half, it's very important that Hollingworth develop that rhythm, and they seem to be settling well, and there's very little in it. Good quick catches from both crews, and those bows running neck and neck. Agecroft losing rhythm a bit. Quick look there from Eric Caldwell to see where they are.
And neither crew is going to want to lose this. Agecroft on the far side, who were quicker in the heats, but Hollingworth Lake maybe just ahead, but there's nothing between the two as they both go through the line, and 1:05.91, so no problem for either crew. They're both going to qualify, but I wonder who won that one, Dan.
Well, a great race. It looked like the near side might have just got it, but the crews don't know, and they're just going to have to wait to see what the timer tells them.
Well, interesting to see the replay here as they come into the line, Dan.
Very little in, but I think just on the last stroke, it's Hollingworth Lake who just get it by a couple of feet.
So what does Nigel Pratt for Hollingworth Lake think about rowing at Peterborough for a second year?
Flat and a bit boring, but that's Cambridgeshire for you. Lancashire's the county.
So how are you going to approach the final this year?
A few more beers, bit of weight training and a few more outings.
You straight off to the pub now?
Probably, yes.
So Hollingworth Lake take the honours ahead of their rivals Agecroft. Those two crews well clear of the rest, with Clydesdale the best of the Scottish crews.
And Clydesdale also collect the Leyland DAF Merit Award for the best overall club performance of the day after finishing first